Não, 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 está tudo bem. Isto vai ficar alguns numa página do YouTube também, depois eu tiro lá. Isto só está aqui a pensar na vida para iniciar as coisas.
Awesome. So the final topic that we'd like to talk with you today is about the course on applications in data science and engineering. So you know that this is a mandatory course and somehow is a little bit different from what you are probably using the other courses. So what we're going to have is a list of proposals from companies or institutions in the webpage, Phoenix webpage of the course. So you have a description, a title, a small description, and contact of the person. And we still have a few, waiting for a few proposals to appear. You should read carefully, contact persons from the ones who are proposing the project. You should try to understand if you have any questions, and finally send an email by applying to the project. It is the company that is going to pick if there are more than one student interested in the proposal. It is the company that decides which of you the company will pick. And eventually it has happened that more than one person were interested. It can make a group of two and work in the proposal, if that makes sense, from the workload of the proposal. Or it has happened that the same company makes a new proposal to the, let's say, the second student, and you may or may not accept the other proposal. So this is quite dynamic, and you have to apply and interact directly with the companies. We'll not have any direct interaction in this process. So the students, as I said, can make the project in groups of one or two. We encourage you to find your own proposals, establish your own links with companies if you have any idea of what you would like to explore. In any case, like any other company, if you have a personal contact that you would like to work with, the company has to send a title, an abstract, so one of the paragraphs describing the project. We need a contact from the company. The person is going to be responsible for the project. And like any other company that we have contact, we have to read and approve that something suitable for this master and for this course. We encourage you to pick the proposal, start as soon as possible in order to have a good interaction and time for developing your project. But don't forget that you also have to present the project, and we'll discuss that shortly. So the idea is that we'll have a shared document where you would, after being accepted in a proposal, you declare which is your name, the name of the title of the proposal that you have been engaged with. Okay, so we have control that everybody has a proposal and everybody have already, and you also have access to the proposals that have already been taken from the list. Okay, so to report your work, you need to submit to Phoenix 3 things, and this is essential, and you have to submit the 3 things. You have to submit the report, you have to submit the code that you have produced, and you have to submit the slides of your presentation, because we are going to make a kind of a workshop, and everybody will have a slot where you are going to orally present your work.
You said we should do this as soon as possible. But this is something we only have to do for our second year, right?
Exactly.
But we have to apply already.
No. It's just for students of the second year of the master.
Oh,
okay. So the overall idea is that first you need to learn data science, And then when you are more prepared, you'll have this experience where you would be the data science, work directly with the company, okay? And the idea is that you are going to be the experts on it. But this is a second year, first semester course, okay? It takes 9 CTS, and it takes the whole semester for you to develop the project, okay? This is just, it's interesting for the first year students to know about and starting to think about something interesting to explore, but this is for the ones who are already enrolled in the course itself, okay? So the presentations, like I said, we're going to do a kind of a workshop where the people from the company, the company supervisor, any other colleagues from the company can participate, can hear you, can hear your presentation, can hear the comments, and can add make any intervention in the end. But this is not mandatory. So we understand that companies may have a lot of duties, people have a very busy schedule, and may not be the slot of time that we are going to pick not so suitable for the company. But have in mind that the people who are working with you in the company will be very welcome to participate in this kind of workshop. Nevertheless, you are the ones who are going to be assessed, okay? And they will give, if they want, output about your performance and your experience. The other thing, so this is kind of the idea that the technical report should be quite technical, well written, with everything well taken care. But for the presentation, you can do and try to do something more appealing for communicating your ideas. The presentation will take 10 minutes per group, can be 1 or 2 students. And we'll have once again, so this is before that, you'll have a kind of, once again, a shared document with some slots that you will put your name and that you can fill, and that will be the slot assigned to you for doing your presentation. The project, this has to be uploaded in Phoenix. You don't have to send us nothing directly. It will be uploaded in Phoenix, so it will be safe there. And for doing the presentation, it may happen that the topic that you are discussing is confidential for the company, and you cannot do the presentation for the whole group. So we'll have some slots where only us, you, and the company will be present or may be present for that discussion. So with this, we avoid more complicated things with the protection of the information. It will be protected if that's the need of or request of the company. So there are 3 moments that are quite important. We haven't put here the dates because we need to make the final decision about them, but you'll have an interval of time until when you can pick your project, until when you can fill this shared document with the course that or the project that you have picked. And that has to be approved with the company, so it has to be crystal clear that you are assigned to that project. And then you have another moment where, or in the end of the semester, where you update all the material that you have produced, meaning the report, the code, and the slides. And finally, we'll have 1 day, roughly, where we'll have all the presentations. So we strongly encourage all the people to be presented and hear your colleagues, because it will be quite fruitful and quite interesting to have, well, the experience of the other colleagues, the ideas, etc. Unless there is this privacy issues that would not allow that. So we'll fill this very shortly and put this available in the webpage of the course for the ones who are enrolled. And I have here some examples of titles of projects and companies. This is from 2 years ago. but just to have an idea about the type of things that your colleagues have done and the types of companies and institutions that have been involved. So there was projects from Fitzite, Pordata, Banco de Portugal, Novo Banco, Instituto de Medicina Molecular, which is a kind of a research related with health science and genetics, Nokia, Faculdade de Medicina, etc., etc., etc. So in principle, we have a huge variety of projects with a lot of sources. We are still updating the projects, so are still receiving the projects, but go there, keep looking for the projects that appear, and then enroll in one of these projects and fill the link will be made available for your shared documents, so you can, we'll be sure that you have a project, okay? If by some reason you have difficulty in being enrolled in one project by some, I don't know, any possible reason, come to us and then we'll try to help you, okay? But our suggestion is start as soon as possible and don't leave these to the last moment. Okay, you'll have a semester full of, how do I say, projects and deadlines and requests from other courses. And this may run always in the background of your schedule of time, but don't forget of this, okay? And you always have to be engaged with the company so you can have a dialogue and make the most profit of this experience. Any questions whatsoever that you would like to ask about it? Yes.
These mostly Portuguese.
Right. No. No. No need. Okay, just need someone that would be responsible for the project, and it should be something that would have trust somehow. Have in mind that if you ask, I don't know, in Portuguese I would say a company of a person that what he does in life is leading, it could be a risk. So it has to be something trustful and the company somehow that keeps guarantee that the project will be okay. Nevertheless, we have to approve. Okay? So the content of the project will have to be reliable and clear what we're going to do and suitable for the course.
Can I also make a remark? And keep in mind that it's you that are going to fail the grade. We will not fail the course. So the warning is that you should start talking earlier with people we are going to work with, because maybe that it will require having access to data sets, which will not be available in 1 day or 2. And if you just start working hard on this, like 1 week or so before the deadline, you may be with no way to present anything. So try to get over the difficulties as early as possible. And also, as Rosario was mentioned, I mean, we try to do some vetting on the people that are working with you, but ultimately, if they are not responsive, if you need their support to some resource or some guidance on what is in fact the outcome that is expected, and they are not giving you feedback, I mean, you should be aware of that situation as early as possible and try to get to plan B. So the point is, please don't start thinking about this by Christmas. It's too late. Okay? It's like it should start now.
So have in mind that, just to stress again, it's important point that the people that we contact, we know already, or they understand that they need to have, the problem is already clear for these people. Some of them already presented projects like this and have the data sets available, et cetera, et cetera. So if you have your own contact, make them feel the need of having the project clear and the data available for you to start work. You can always start with reading papers and the bibliography, but you need to guarantee that you have the data on time to work on the project. Right? Any more questions?
Do the projects have preferable lengths? Like they should be for 1 month or 2 in terms of completion?
What's the idea is that the project should take one day per week during the semester. Right. So you should dedicate 1 day of your week to this project.
In terms of a final deadline for submission of the files and the reports, we have to choose projects that has a length of short duration. So if the project is too long, we may not complete it and we get like need something of issues.
So the idea when we go through the project, we are going to read and we're going to, let's say, trim the ones that we don't think they are feasible in the amount of time that you have. And they will not be feasible because they are too long or too short.
Yes.
Okay? If they are too short, you can be creative and try to find interesting things around that could also contribute and learn and explore with. Okay? But if it is too long, then you at the worst possible scenario, you have at a certain moment of time decided until where and what are you going to present and make a final deadline and establish clearly the goals and the objectives of your project. Okay? If you have any questions, in the meantime, if things are a little bit fuzzy during this period, you can come to us and help you with this kind of thing.
Can it be sort of project to the Lord when it's closely related to your master thesis?
So the idea of this project is that you will have the opportunity of having an experience with the company and where you will be a data scientist. This can be used as a starting point of a thesis, but it has to be a project by its own. It has to be coherent and it should fulfill this objective. It's not a preparation for your thesis. That's not the main goal of this. The main goal of this is that you need to work with a real problem, with a real challenge, and there are challenges of many types, but it should have its own impact and its own, let's say, importance in your development. It should not be just a collection of information about the things that you are going to do in your thesis. Okay? But it should be something, it can be the continuation, but the idea is that you should take some profit of these and it's not just a preparation for the thesis.
Yes, you should have a table with results. The results may not be the best. You may conclude that you will need another 6 months to get great results, and that's the time of thesis. You want to go on, but you should present results. So it's like, learning how to play flute, something like that. So you could spend your life trying to improve your skills in flute. Here in data science is the same. But we don't want you to become the best of the world in data science in 6 months or 3 months. But you need to show something. You need to actually to play, feudalism or something at least, right? And show that you have reached a milestone, whatever that is, of concrete results, not just bibliography. So you collect the data, or you obtain the data set already. You process the data. You learn something. You extract some knowledge from the data, a model, and you present it. So just end to end. So there is end to end. So from data to knowledge, somehow. But it's you It's up to you to define the project. They will just give you one paragraph or two. It's up to you to define the scope of something that is doable within the time that you have, that you achieve some result.
Yeah. I was also only going to highlight, so you have to define your goals with the analysis that you are doing. So it's kind of the experience is you have a client and the client have a problem and they want you to solve it. But now you have to identify what is the data science problem that you are going to work with, what is the objective of your work, and what are the questions that you can answer by doing this kind of analysis. And with this, you have to make a realistic assessment of how long do you need to answer this question. If the questions are too complex and you need 1 year instead of 1 semester, you have to be aware that probably cannot do it in 1 semester, because then you will have double size the dedication to the project. So this is also kind of an experience for you to translate the problem, the real problem, in a data science problem that you can work with, that you can find answers, and then these answers answer to the, let's say, client necessities. And that's also tricky, okay? Because sometimes our understanding of the problem is not what the people who have the problem really want you to be aware that this kind of initial understanding of the goal that established what you are going to do and what are the outcome of your analysis should be discussed in advance with the company, so it will be crystal clear that you are being given answer to the questions of the company and not the questions that you thought the company had.
Does the project have okay? Do you like comments or instance of
I'm sorry, what of the lights?
This morning have do you like to submit?
Yeah. It is empty because you still need to show the exact day, but you have a day, an hour, and a minute, and it gives a minute. Otherwise, it will close and. Okay. But 11 p.m. 55 minutes.
It's not your walk time or any else. Walk time is Felix time. It's not your. There was a,
And it will be for the end of the semester.
and Felix is like by second. You are not. Or about 1 second less than this.
And you are actually the you open because something. But then if the one, okay, only participate one, if during this period you need to talk with one of us, we are expecting that you are the experts of the insight. But you just have this final moment where you submit a report and then eventually we are
we need to finish because it's getting to get messy. And we go to the coffee break and it will be easier for everyone.
we can talk with coffee breaks.
But you have more slides to show in the calendar?
No, we have an empty calendar.
Okay.
So just have photos of us. So have in mind that I have this empty calendar, but there will be red dates here. Okay? These 3 moments have precise dates to the minutes. Okay? Okay, thank you very much.
Let's, don't forget we have cookies on coffee break. You can start celebrating the arena.